Picture the absolute titan of the modern skies, the Airbus A380, a double-decker leviathan so massive that it completely reshaped global airport architecture just to accommodate its footprint. It is a staggering marvel of aerospace engineering, yet its most stressful moments don't happen at 40,000 feet while crossing an ocean. They happen at walking speed, navigating the crowded, tightly packed concrete aprons of the world's busiest hubs. It brings up a question that sounds like an absolute joke, but exposes the fascinating reality of heavy aircraft ground operations. Can you actually parallel park an Airbus A380? Stay with me from beginning to end, because the mechanical system engineered to help this giant turn corners on the ground is a masterpiece of heavy hydraulics, and the reason a true parallel park is both a literal impossibility and an operational nightmare. To understand the sheer absurdity of trying to squeeze an A380 into a tight spot, you first have to look at the numbers. We are talking about a machine with an 80-meter wingspan, a length of 73 meters, and a maximum weight that can top 570 tons. When you are sitting in the cockpit, you are suspended 2 stories above the tarmac, looking down at a world that suddenly seems incredibly small. From the captain's seat, you have absolutely zero visibility of your own wingtips, let alone the massive tail structure behind you. Navigating a tight airport ramp isn't like driving a commercial bus. It's like steering an entire apartment building through a downtown alleyway. In a standard car, parallel parking requires sharp angles, pivoting, and a tight turning radius. But if you try to tightly crank a 500-ton aircraft on the tarmac, the physics change dramatically. The sheer lateral force and friction would tear the rubber right off the wheels. To solve this, the A380 rests on a complex forest of landing gear containing 22 individual wheels, while the pilot guides the nose gear using a small steering wheel in the cockpit called a tiller. The real magic happens under the belly of the plane. The aircraft features an automated system known as body gear steering. When the pilot turns the nose wheel sharply to make a tight turn, the rearmost axles of the main landing gear automatically unlock and caster in the opposite direction. This mechanically shortens the wheel track, decreases the turning radius, and prevents those multi-thousand-dollar tires from brutally scrubbing and twisting against the concrete. But as any driver knows, parallel parking fundamentally requires going backward. Can an A380 back itself up? Technically, its massive turbofan engines are equipped with powerful thrust reversers designed to slow the aircraft down after landing. In the 20th century, smaller passenger jets would occasionally use a maneuver called a powerback, deploying their thrust reversers at the gate to back away under their own power. But on a giant like the A380, attempting a powerback is strictly outlawed. The sheer velocity of the air rushing forward from those massive engines would kick up a catastrophic storm of rocks, loose asphalt, and ground debris. This material would be sucked straight back into the engine intakes, destroying millions of dollars of machinery in seconds and putting ground crews at extreme risk. Therefore, completing any complex parking maneuver requires a critical partnership with the unsung heroes of the tarmac, the heavy-duty towbarless Tug. These low-profile, high-torque monsters drive directly under the nose of the A380, cradle the front wheels, lift the nose gear completely off the ground, and do the heavy mechanical muscle work. Even with a multi-million-dollar Tug guiding the way, trying to slide an A380 sideways into a tight parallel stand requires a small army of ground marshals and wing walkers monitoring cameras and checking clearances down to the last centimeter. Because if an A380 wingtip misjudges a spot by even a fraction of an inch, it doesn't just scratch the paint, it slices through airport infrastructure. So while you can't parallel park an Airbus A380 like a standard hatchback, the intricate high-stakes dance required to move this giant on the ground proves that aviation's greatest engineering feats aren't always up in the clouds. If you have ever been fortunate enough to watch an A380 maneuver at a gate or taxiway in person, what airport were you at, and did the sheer scale of the machine surprise you? If you like this type of content, make sure to subscribe and comment which airplane I should cover next.